Hey everybody, my name is Eric Clark and this is Eric Clark's Travel Videos. And I am in Kusadasi and I'm here for a couple of weeks, but I keep going back to Ephesus from Kusadasi. So I figured I'd make a video to show you how to get the local bus. I don't know what the Kobol or whatever it's they call it, but it's a little bus. I'll show you where to pick it up, how much it costs, where to get off, and then how to get back on to get back home. It costs 9 lira, so about $1.10 each way. But the stops aren't marked. The pickup spot is marked, and I'll show you where that's at. It's at the roundabout. But the drop-off point, you really have to tell the driver to stop at Ephesus, and then he'll let you know when he's there. And you stop, and then you have to walk a ways, but I'll show you that too. And then when you pick it up, it's kind of interesting because you have to cross the main freeway almost. And then there's no signs, there's no anything, and you just have to flag down every bus until you find the one that says Kusadasi. So I'll show you how this all works and take you through it so that you can do it yourself and not have to pay $45 for a taxi or anything like that. Anyway, come along, I'll show you how to get there. All right, everybody, this is a map. And this is where we are, down here at the bottom, Kusadasi. And it's like the main city that people stay in when they want to go to Ephesus, which is right up here. So Kusadasi to Ephesus. And then if you decide you want to go to St. John's Baptismal and Castle, it's like right over here in Sulcuk. So anyway, so what I'm going to show you how to do is to get from Kusadasi down here up to the Ephesus site. And you can see this is the main freeway, and you have to walk down to Ephesus from here. But it's really only like 3/4 of a mile. It's really not bad. You walk right by the police and it's really safe. It's not like you have to walk through a neighborhood or anything else. But I'll show you that on a video. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to zoom into where the bus stop is here in Kusadasi and show you where that's at so you can get to it. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so what I did is I did a little map. So the most, I think the most iconic item that you can find along the port is right here. And it's the hand with the birds. There's a white hand with like 5 doves or pigeons or whatever you want to call them right here on the pier. Everybody knows where it's at, and you go a little further and this is where the castle is and all that other kind of stuff. But this is the main spot. If you go down this main road, there's a McDonald's you'll pass, and you'll go down to this street and you'll go up. And right here at this cul-de-sac is the place where the buses pick you up. And I'm gonna try to get it to where I can show you the actual street names. But again, this is the city, this is the doves and the hands, and you walk down this street and over here. But I'll get you a better picture. Show you what I was talking about. It's really a main tourist area and a main collection for people to go to, but it's a white hand with doves. I guess there's white doves too, but there's black doves and white doves. So that's the starting point. I guess that's just a good reference point because it's right up that street. So anyway, let's get back to again, this is where the hand is. It's the main reference point. And then here's your street. And the name of the street, if you can read it right there, is Inonu Boulevard, it looks like. Inonu Boulevard. You see that? You'll get on, it's the main spot. You'll go, you won't see the McDonald's because it's down another side street, but it's the main street. And if you ask anybody, they'll tell you. And there's lots of little Vodafones and lots of other little places. And you'll come to this street right here. And this one is called, let's see if we can get the name to pop up here. I did before. There it is. Can you see it? It is called Adnan Menderes Boulevard. Adnan Menderes and Inonu Boulevard. And you'll take that, just so that we can see here, the way it goes. You go from the hand up here, down this road, down in Inonu, whatever, Boulevard, to this one, which is the I'll just call it Banderas, and you'll go to the next major street. And then on that street, it's a pretty big street. It's a big roundabout as well. Let me get up here. Let me see if I can drag this up here so you can see it better. On that roundabout, I don't need any of that stuff. The bus is across over here on this side, and you'll see it. There's like the buses on this side of the street going like south, and there's buses on this side of the street going north. And the bus you want is called the one to Ephesus, or Sulcuk. Sulcuk is the little town where Ephesus is closest to. That's also the town where St. John's Basilica is, as well as Sulcuk Castle. But again, this is where you'll get the bus. And you just tell the guy, and you pay right when you get on it, and you just pay in lira. You don't need a ticket. You don't need anything. You just get on the bus, and he'll even take it when you leave. You know, just get on the bus and ask the guy. And they have signs in the window. It'll say Ephesus. It'll say Sulcuk. And so that's really the route. Sulcuk Kusadasi, or Kusadasi Sulcuk. And they go back and forth, back and forth. But that's where you'll get the bus at. And I'll get there and take better pictures for you. Okay, I better give you the names of the streets. So here's the Adnan again that meets up with that other street that goes to the hand. And then this street is called, can you see that? Kandan Tarhan Boulevard. And right where the dots stop is the bus stop for Ephesus. And then, but that's where you got to go. And there's no sign, there's nothing that really says it, but there are, like, you'll see on the street, they've got little, like, barricades up that kind of stop other cars from parking in the bus parking area. And the buses aren't, they're just white little buses that hold maybe 15 people. And they're not the nicest or the prettiest buses by any stretch, and sometimes they don't even start, but that's how people get around here. Okay, let's get there, and I'll show you what it looks like once you're there. Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Just for reference point, I figured I'd come and show you the hand. So this is the hand, and the easiest way to find this, I mean, everybody knows where this is, and you'll see it once you're in town, but there's two major hotels. There's this one that's really close to this hand. There's Hotel Iliada, and then there's its sister hotel, and so the hand sits kind of right between it, and it's called Hotel Durisi. And if you just get over to where it says Hotel Durisi, which is on that side of the street, you don't get hit by cars. So Hotel Durisi, and it's got a Starbucks right downstairs. You see the Starbucks already? That street is the street you walk down. So you see where it says roof up there? And you see that hotel, or whatever that place is called. Here's the Starbucks. There's the roof thing. So there's Jimmy Key and this street. And I don't know that I've ever really seen. Hey, look, there's a street sign. This one says, well, it's pointing up that way, so I don't know where it's at. Is there one on this side? Nope, not one on this side. And I don't see a street sign on this street, but this is the street you want. Donner Pita, and you know, it's a major walkway here, so you really can't miss it. So you just get on this street, and I'll start filming again. Just stay on this street. You're gonna get to a roundabout up here, but you really just kind of veer off a little bit to the left, and you'll walk by a big football, soccer field kind of area. And that's how you know you're going the right way. And if you haven't had it yet, that Agam place over there, it has the best baklava that you'll ever get. And there's a Vodafone, and I would encourage you to get a Vodafone over anything else. There's a few others, but Vodafone is by far the best. I paid money for a cell plan for 20 gigs, and it ran out in one day. So I don't know how that all worked, but it's hard to deal with. Anyway, so just stay on this road. I'll show you when we get to the roundabout. All right, so this is the roundabout, and it's really not a roundabout, but people here call it a roundabout. McDonald's is right down that street over there. And so it's also right where the road splits too. There's a little water thing. And there's the big soccer field. All you do is you still go straight. I mean, it's not like you're changing directions by any stretch. You're just going straight. And I'm gonna cut through the little field here. And again, it's right next to this soccer field, soccer stadium, or football as they call it. And so you just stay on this street. And I'll show you where we turn at. So you see the little soccer stadium here? If you're walking past that, you know you're at the right spot. Cool? Okay. And there's still stores and there's a little park over here and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, stay on this street. We're going to the bus station. Okay, so this is where we're gonna take our left turn at. And there's a sign here that says Hastana. And there's a little like tent thing here, and there's that big blue shopping mall type thing. But you're gonna turn left here. And I don't know how to tell you because they don't have street signs really. But Studio Net, Ephesus Buff, Fern Bakery. This is what the corner looks like. So this is where you're gonna make your left turn. Tuba. You'll turn left here. And I would, if it were me, I would cross just so that you're on the right side of the street. And those are what the buses look like. See the little buses there? So anyway, so now you're on this side of the street and you're headed this way again. So here we go. I'll show you when we get close to the bus station. All right. And so this is the roundabout. And this one actually is kind of a roundabout where you catch the buses. And you can see the bus over there sitting there waiting and one leaving. But this is it, Bullet, and this sign's probably always going to be here. So Meserlink, Adelaide, V, whatever, Karavulu, whatever. And then there's the bus station. So there's two sides to this bus station. There's that side that goes that way, which is like south. And then there's this side, which goes the way we want. And so what you do is, you look at the front of the buses and it tells you where it's going. And you're looking for one of two. It needs to say, and they're always right in this little corner, it either needs to say Kusadasi, Sulcuk, or Sulcuk, or Ephesus. But this is where you go. And so we're just waiting for the bus, and all these people are waiting here, so you'll know exactly what it looks for. And there's little markets and stuff too. So this is where you come and you just hang out with your $9 or 9 lira. And there's a bathroom across the street over there, if you're brave enough. But this is what it looks like. Okay, everybody, I'll show you when the bus comes. So here comes the bus now. You can see it coming down the street. And this is where it's going to drop you off at too, by the way. Let's see what the bus says on the bus. So this one says Sulcuk to Kusadasi, and this is the one you want. And you can ask him and everything else, but this will go to Ephesus. You go to Ephesus? Ephesus, yes. Okay. And so this is it. Oops, sorry. So see where it says Sulcuk Kusadasi, and when it comes back, he'll flip it over and it'll say Kusadasi Sulcuk. So Ephesus again. Yeah. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
Fine.
So this is where we get on. So here we go. And sometimes you get goats in the way. Part is
stop sign or anything else. Havalava Airport or whatever it's called. And here's where it says Ephesus or Ephes. And you pick up right over there, right?
Every 30 minutes.
Every 30 minutes. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so you heard what he said. They pick up every 30 minutes. And there's the sign that says Ephesus, and there's no bus marker or anything else. So what you do is when you want to get picked up, you walk across the street and you stand there and you flag down every white bus that comes along until he gets close enough to where you can read the front thing on his windshield. And then once you can read the front thing on his windshield, you'll see that it says either Kusadasi, or it'll say Izmir or Izmir Airport, or there's a number of different things. But it's a little bus, not a big bus like that, but a little bus. And this little road right here, and it's not really well marked, it just says Ephesus on that sign. You start walking. And from here, it's maybe, you know, I took the one way one time and one way another time, and it's, if you go to the right, it's shorter. It's maybe a little bit more than almost 3/4 of a mile. So it's not that far. I mean, maybe a 10 or a 15-minute walk to stretch your legs. You're going to need to stretch them anyway, because you're going to climb the theater and you're going to climb all the way up to the top of Ephesus and the entrance. But what I wanted to show you is here, there's like a police guard shack that you'll walk by. And if you have questions, you can ask them. But every 30 minutes, that guy comes back, and it's now 11:20. So, you know, every 30 minutes or so, I don't know. Anyway, you just keep walking up here, and when you get to a fork in the road, you hang a right. And then just keep walking. And I'm hoping that you can see the police station up here. And you can see the police bus. And the guys are usually just sitting around playing cards or some kind of game they're playing. Let me see if I can film it for you. So there's the police van, and you can see there's little guys sitting like in that little shack up there. But just keep walking, and there's the fork in the road. You see it way up there in front of the van? There's a sign that says to the right, one way. That's the way you go. Bye, everybody. That's how to get to Ephesus. Oh, and if you wanted to go to St. John's the Baptismal and the Baptistry in the Basilica, you would just tell the guy, instead of stopping at Ephesus, you'd just tell him that you want to go to Sulcuk Castle or John the Baptist. And he stops the exact same way. He stops on the right side of the road, and then you cross the street just like except it's on the right side. But and then you just walk up to the St. John the Baptist. That's it. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye. And after you do your little half mile, 3/4 of a mile walk, this is what you get to, and it is the bottom side of Ephesus. And you can see the theater over there with the crane, because they're doing rework on it. And you just walk right up this little alleyway, and you'll be confronted by 20 people selling gifts, maps, magazines, books, toys, trinkets, rugs, candy, cookies, a ride, a guide, and I just tell them all no. But I mean, unless you need something. But you know, and in my mind, if you did any reading beforehand, you pretty much know what you're getting into, and so you're okay. And you can tell the parking lot's empty because there's hardly anybody ever here. And most tours start at the top
and work their way down, but you're going to be working your way up. So it doesn't matter though, either way. And you can see the people sitting here and waiting. These guys are all going to approach you and ask you for something. Bye, everybody. You've just spent 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 hours or however long you spent at Ephesus, and now it's time to leave and catch the bus home. And so this is the walk out, and it's the exact same walk in. And so now you have to catch the bus. There's no bus stop, but I'm going to show you what I do, and I've caught it now twice, and it's worked both times. That's Bob the biker. And so you got to cross this street, and so you got to be careful. Because it's a 2-laner, and people are kind of crazy. Alrighty. I'm gonna go ahead and run. And so this is really right across the street, but I don't stop here. I go down here to this pullout so that he has a place to pull out that's safer than just pulling off the side of the street. I would hate to get hit by a car. So if you go a little farther down this road, there's a pullout right here. And it just gives him, the driver, an extra couple of feet so that he's not blocking any traffic. Now, here's where it comes in. There's no signs that say bus or stop or whatever. I go to this side of it, and you can see there's like a little fitness thing, and I've seen people come and stretch. I stop right here, and I just wait. And every time I see a white bus, I flag it down until I can see that it says either Kusadasi or Sulcuk, whatever it's called. And if it says Izmir Airport, I wave it on. If it says Izmir, I wave it on. If it says Theopati, I wave it on. But if it says Kusadasi, I keep flagging. Okay, here we go. Here comes a bus, but it's not one of those bigger buses. It's like a little tiny car. So you gotta make sure you're looking for the right white buses. Keep your eye open. You need the bigger white buses. And it'll have a sign in the window of some kind. Bye. Okay, I think I see a bus coming. You see it right there? And it's got a sign in the window. So I'm just gonna make sure that he sees me. And if he's a Kusadasi guy, he'll stop. Nope. Okay, I see another one. You know, and the hard part is, you can't tell if it's a white delivery vehicle or a white bus. And these are all student drivers. So if you see a lot of student drivers, you know what you're getting into. So that guy doesn't have windows, so I know that he's just a delivery vehicle. Okay, we're gonna keep waiting. All right, it looks like there's another one coming. You know, the hard part is you can't tell. No, that looks like a delivery vehicle again. All right, we keep waiting. All right, it looks like we got another one coming. See it down there? So I'll get ahead here and make sure he sees me. And then it's just a wait and tell. Kusadasi, yep. So, yep. So you see on the front of the bus, it says Kusadasi. That's me. And then I give him room to stop. And so now I'm on the bus, headed home. And it stops right where you got on at.